Okay, how's it going, guys? I'm Curiouskey and welcome back to another Infinity video. So the first thing you'll probably notice is my microphone sounds completely different. I have a boom stand and a pop filter now, so it's much closer to me and at much lower gain, so it's sounding much clearer, I hope. Although, I will say, over the next couple of videos, volume of my voice might go up and down dramatically because I'm still finding the best settings for gain. But anyway, on with the next step for the video. When I was playing around with a test build for the tower I want to do on the tree base, I came up with a decision I might end up seriously regretting. I tested out skystone bricks. I'll just show you these. Whoops. Here we are. You can just see an NEI up here. These bricks I love just because they've got the slight blue tinges on them. And that involves breaking this stuff, which it turns out is tougher to break than obsidian by quite a bit. I think with an alamite hammer it's taking me about 6 or 7 seconds to break a block, and that's just insane because I'm going to need thousands of these. So today I'm going to be making an arcane bore because I want to try to auto-mine it with Thorncraft. And I've got another, let's see how, yes, I've got the one focus of excavation as well, and hopefully, if the arcane bore isn't doing very well, that will do good as well. We'll see what it takes to get this working. Anyway, I think I'm going to need to, yeah, there we are. So, let's see if this infusion blows up in our faces or actually works. Okay, oh, and whoops, I actually didn't put sound on. Okay, here we are. Hey. So, I did actually do a little test run of this setup to see how it was working, and last time I did it, it didn't have any issues at all. As you can see, I was told actually that the mob heads and other stability items do have to be symmetrical. A helpful guy on the FTB forums pointed that out, so thank you. And I put some crystal clusters up around there as well. They're also symmetrical. So hopefully we'll have much less instability now. And this is a moderate instability infusion, so it might blow up in our faces. Let's see. I've got the goggles of revealing on now, so I can actually just look at stuff and see what's going on. We just have the motors left. And so far it's doing good. It hasn't killed me or anything, or zapped away something really difficult for me to replace. Like, I actually would need to go hunting for diamonds again if it killed on my pickaxe or something, so that would be a problem. Okay, I think it's going to work. Great. I was just utterly convinced it was going to troll me and just blow up in my face as soon as I put the video on to record. Hey, yes, we got it. Nice. Okay, so that's not the only part of the arcane bore. We need another piece as well, which is handled in the arcane work table, which I have over here in my little library area. Creeper blew up here and took out some of my bookshelves. Well, I'll just have to check it out in the Thormonomicon, because I always forget how these things are made. So it's the arcane bore base, and it takes great wood planks, iron, and a dispenser. So it takes these here, and a dispenser here, and the wand there. So there, we've got our arcane bore base, so you can put down our arcane bore. Now, according to the Thormonomicon entry, it will actually work without any essential supply to it at all, but will work much better with either these or where is it? Preditio supplied to it. And apparently it will break 20 blocks per one Preditio, so as a jar of 64 will actually get me quite a lot. It will get me 20 stacks, which is like most of my inventory full. Oh yeah, I went and got some nether wart as well, because I tried to make a magnum torch, but this is one thing I'll point out to you guys. I'll show you just in NEI here. I didn't notice this until after I actually spent ages getting the resources. the Magnum torch is now a QED recipe. In 1.6, I could just make it in a crafting table, but now it seems to take this special QED thing from extra utilities, which is, from the looks of it, fairly expensive, or at least somewhat expensive to make. I suppose, actually, no, it's not too expensive. I might even have the resources to make that. But anyway, well, oh god, okay, sorry. So, I'm just torturing him in the corner because I'm a nice person. The next step is for me to go over to some poor, unsuspecting skystone meteorite and benchmark these two mining methods. So, I'll be benchmarking against my alamite hammer here, which I made with the help of my good friend Acredium from the server, which I mentioned at the end of last video. So I'm going to cut here. I'm going to find a likely looking meteor and we'll do a little bit of a test. Okay guys, see you in a minute. Okay guys, welcome back. I do apologize for the popping in last video. I was positioning myself a little bit too close to my microphone. It should sound a little bit better now, but I don't actually know. We'll just have to see after, and there might just be some issues of that until I get used to recording with the microphone right in front of me instead of across the room. So, anyway, we found the meteor here, and it's a big one. It's actually a double as well. It's got, like, a weird thing's happened to this where, like, the big one's got the small crater, and this little tiny guy here has created this huge crater next to it. So, I think this small meteor is perhaps compensating for something, maybe? Oh. Okay, so I have never played this before, and I don't really know how it works, so I'm just going to have a look. Okay, so, oh yeah, I completely forgot it actually needs a pickaxe. So I'll just make it an iron pickaxe to my iron. Damn, I did actually know that, but I completely forgot it. Because that's what it uses. Instead of, like, using power, like, even at the slower setting, it will just use durability on the tool. So, let's just see. Oh yeah, and I think it takes the wand focus of excavation as well. So I'll be going into here and getting out my focus of excavation. I think if I put that there, and then, oh god, I am such a fool sometimes. I went and left my wand at the base, so I'll be back in a minute again. Okay guys, so welcome back, and derp averted, I think. Okay, so I've actually read up properly and made sure I knew how this works now. So with the wand you can change what way it faces, and it will face towards you on the side. You right click it like this. It will output at the back to a chest, and to start it up, big moment, you just need to hit a lever. So let's see how this works. So it's got this really cool looking Death Star laser thing that just shoots out. And it's going to go really slow right now because it's got no Petitio. But if do I have to supply it with... I think I'd have to supply it with a Essentia tube. So okay, maybe, let's see, what does it say here? I think it's at the back. Okay, so it doesn't actually say. I was hoping it would just pull it out of a jar that's kind of nearby, like the lamp of growth does. But I think it actually needs to be powered. It's going to put the stuff in the chest like this anyway. But in any case, this is going very slowly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out. I'm going to put it in my focus pouch, because I think it actually needs to be in the focus pouch to go onto the wand. I don't know, or maybe it just has to be in your inventory. But I've always done it, I guess. And let's see how well this works. Okay, now you see just how slow this is. This is taking ages. Absolute ages. But maybe the arcane ball will be faster when it's powered with Prodigio. So I'll be back in a moment with some tubes to power it. See you in a minute. Okay guys, here we are again. Oh, just gonna that's okay. So I got some Prodigio, and it is now powering the arcane bore, and it's doing okay. Like, if you watch it, it's not doing too badly. Not too badly at all, but it's also not particularly quick. It's kind of yeah, it's a bit slower, say, than a wooden pick mining stone, but if it's chunk loaded, I can just wander away and leave it doing its thing. And also, if, whoops, oh god, whoops. Okay, sorry about that. If we go in here, we can see width 5, that means the kind of tunnel it will mine out is 5 by 5. And speed plus 0. So if we apply enchantments to, say, the pick or the wand focus, that will actually apply to this. So we could, say, apply efficiency to the pick and have it mine quite possibly up to twice as fast. Especially if we put enchantments on the excavation. You see how quickly the cobblestone went there. It mines pretty quick with the Prodigio running. It's just how slow this stuff goes. And so for you people who would be more familiar with Tinker's Construct have an idea, we can watch how long it takes an alamite hammer with 1 tier of redstone on it to break this. So yeah, you can see that. You can see that the arcane bore is actually going substantially quicker than the alamite hammer. The only thing is the hammer is getting 9 blocks maximum per break, so in the end the alamite hammer would get more. It's just that the arcane bore doesn't actually need me to be doing anything with it while I'm actually mining. I could walk away and leave it doing its thing, and I could potentially set up multiple of these working on different meteors, all chunk loaded, and just go around collecting up after a while when they're done. And that is actually probably quite a good option if I read up on what stuff I need to put in to give it a greater width. So if I could maybe make it so it would actually take in the whole meteor, I could put on, say, further back out here and just have it do the whole meteor and wander away and do other things for an hour, come back and have it all done. I mean, it's not doing it too slowly, really, so, you know, it's definitely an option. I don't think it chunk loads itself, so I'd have to get a chunk loader, but then that's not too difficult, really. Oh, and it doesn't actually pick up the stuff in the chest, so I'll just pick up that stuff quickly, and for convenience sake, I'll just chuck it down in here. Because these, when I do get into doing tech mods later on, those will be very useful, and it'll be handy just to have them so I don't have to go searching for meteorites I haven't despoiled already. Okay, so I'll just show you on the map where we actually are. So we are here, and we're just south of a kind of jungle and extra biomes redwood forest from our base up here. And why are we down here? Because I actually want to do the tree down here. This biome will be the location for it. And unfortunately for our local rural communities, I have decided to put it right on top of this village over here, because it's just a good location, and hey, these guys can't stand in the way of progress, right? No, just get bulldozed. I won't be really cruel to them. I'll think of something to do with them. I'll rehouse them somewhere. You know, they'll have somewhere to live. It might be horribly exploitative, but yeah, it'll be somewhere to live. So, the next step, I guess, is for me to clear an area of ground around here. I think this bit just here is actually, like, probably the best spot, because it's actually, it's got this little hill here, which I like, and it's relatively flat. Ooh, major lag spike there. I don't know what's happening there. So, I will set it up here, and I'm not entirely sure yet, but I think I'll be going with a 55 block circle for the base of the tree. But that's not like the total shape, that's just a template. After that, I'll be kind of randomizing the outline of it, because trees are never perfectly circular. If you look at a tree trunk, they're always, you know, there's always like little kind of dips and rises. They're never actually perfectly circular. So I'll kind of go around and I'll kind of dither it a little bit, I think is the word, just to make it look a little bit more natural, because that's the whole point of the tree in this, is it's meant to look natural, and then the tower is meant to look like really maybe not exactly sinister, but kind of imposing, you know. It'll all be kind of like sharp edges and like pointy parts and all of this stuff, so that the tree and the tower are kind of going to be antitheses of each other. So one is like going to be very unnatural looking, and the other is going to be very natural looking. I think it'll be cool. So I guess I'll just cut again and do a little bit of clearance here and get myself some twilight logs, and we'll lay out the template. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay guys, here we are. I've cleared a little bit of land, and surprisingly enough, I only had to demolish one house to get enough land. And I wish I'd actually demolished that on camera now, because while I was doing it, all the villagers kind of gathered around and was going, It was kind of, yeah, it was like they were casting judgment on me for destroying their homes. It was actually pretty funny. But yeah, here we are, and this, for any of you who might not know, is called a building guide. It's from Open Blocks, and it's really easy to make actually. It's just 8 glass and a torch, and if you hit it with a lever here, it gives you, and like you right click with an empty hand on different sides of it, you can set a shape, and I have it on cylinder mode at 27 by 27, which doesn't count the one in the middle, so that's 55. And it's a really handy block for those of you who find it really annoying to build circles by kind of constantly checking a diagram or trying to figure it out with math or anything like that. So it can be really useful just for building. So, looking at this probably looks absolutely insanely huge, doesn't it? And you're absolutely right. This is massive. But it's not going to be like that, just up to the builder. It's going to be like this, up a little bit. And then there's going to be a plateau and smaller branches kind of leading out. I guess you could think of it like how, say, if you cut like a maple tree, an old big maple tree that's got like a 3-foot wide trunk, about 8 foot off the ground, after a few years it kind of sends out branches from around the edge of the cut, and you get this kind of thing where there's a plateau in the middle. So I'm going for something quite like that. And so this plateau is going to be like this. It's going to be where I put the tower. And I want to have a little bit of room around the tower so I can have like a little bit of garden-y stuff, and that's why I've made it quite so big, because I could make it quite a bit smaller. I could probably bring it into like 40 or something and it would be still okay, but I want to have a little bit of room around, so that's why it's so big. But anyway, the next port of call is to just go around and place these logs like this. So I'm going to do this, and then I'll kind of dither it a little bit, and that process is going to be very random, insanely random. So what I did when I was testing it out is I did like a 12 by 12 or something, or some small number anyway. And then I just ran around placing blocks in a line so they all connected at random. So stuff like that. See, I'll leave that in now because that'll actually contribute to the random nature of it. And you might wonder why I'm even bothering to do this right now, like following the line at first. Just because I want to use the circle as a reference point for being random, so I don't go too off the wall. And yeah, oh, it's getting dark, so I'll just have a little bit of a sleep. I'm completely changing. Whoa! I don't know if that comes through there, but the screen just flickered black for me a few times. Having a few odd glitches today. Minecraft is not happy. Oops. Okay, this is where I already am. So when I'm done, I'll just do a little bit now, just to show you, because I'm not going to go all the way around on camera, because that'd just be mind-numbingly dull. I'm just going to... Oh, lag spike again. I'm just going to kind of go around... Oh, whoops. And just kind of do stuff like this. See, it's really kind of random. And that, if you can see, just gives a much more natural feel to the tree trunk. Because if you look at it in here, it does look a little bit... I don't know, it would look too perfect. So if I just go around like this, it's going to make it look much more real. I think, anyway. I won't actually know until I build it up. So I'm going to have to do that all the way around and then build it up and then just see what it looks like. And I'll probably end up making more changes if there's areas that just look weird. It's one of these builds, when you're building natural, what I'm coming to realize is you really just have to be prepared to tear stuff down and place it again until it just feels right. There's no formula for it, really. You just have to keep on going until it feels correct. Oh, there was something I was going to say. And it's just gone. It's just completely and utterly gone. I just ever have that thing where, you know, you go into a room with a couple of friends and there's this big important thing you're going to tell them, and you go, everyone, and everyone just turns to you and goes, yeah, and you go, nothing. Like, does that ever happen to you? I absolutely hate that, and it's just happened to me now. Oh yeah, about the magnum torches, because I think I completely forgot to actually mention what they do when I was talking about how I failed to make them earlier. What they do is they stop mobs from spawning in a 64 by 64 radius. So they're really useful for protecting bases. They don't stop, say, spawners or things like cursed earth from spawning, though. Only passive spawning. And by that I mean like just light-based spawning, not just spawning of passive mobs. Anything that forces a spawn in any way is completely unaffected by it, as far as I'm aware. At least I was able to do like blood magic, cursed earth mobs farms before in 1.6 without it causing any issues. So they're a really useful thing to have for a base. And I found out that the candelabras, of which you need 5 to make the magnum torches, are actually okay too. They do the job too. They just only do a 16 by 16 area. Oh hey, what do you know? I got it done. I didn't think I'd get it done. Hey! So yeah, if you follow this around, see how that looks just really... It looks a bit too perfect, and if that's going up, it just won't look right. I'm not going to go straight up either. I'm going to have kind of a little bit of flow to it, and I'm going to do roots coming out, which is going to be absolute hell to do, but I really want to do it because I think it will look really good. So it, you know, won't just be a straight side either. And I'm not sure how far up I'll go. I'm thinking about 20 blocks, 25, and then I'll have the plateau. It's going to be fairly low down because I want to have plenty of scope. Yeah, we're at like Y level 81 here, so I do want to have plenty of scope for the rest of the base. So I want it to be pretty tall. I want it to go way up high, past those clouds. So it won't, you know, so the plateau won't be happening really high up. Okay, so the next step is, you know, it's going to be... Whoops. No, it doesn't even matter if it comes out, like, wildly, like that. It just, you know, it's really... Like, I don't know, have you ever tried to, like, do artistic things where you just go with the first thing that comes into your head? Like, where you do, like, a stained glass thing. Like, you do, like, a pattern for stained glass. And then you just fill it in randomly with, whatever colour first comes into your head. Because it's actually a really good test to show people how difficult it is to be random, because it's actually surprisingly difficult to do. Because our brains do not like being random. Like, we are really systematic creatures, and if you try to make us act in, like, a random way, our brains, they fight back. They just go, no, there must be a system to this. How can I be perfectly random? How can I regulate my randomness so that I can develop a formula and then just rattle off that formula? That's literally what my head always tries to do. So doing this is actually kind of tough for me, because my brain's always saying, okay, well, when we got to this curve last time, we did this, so we should do that now. And it's like, no, because that's not random. I've got to just kind of... Like, I'm always tempted just to run around with my eyes closed placing these, but I just wouldn't be able to keep to the circle if I did that. Otherwise, I would do that, because it's just... I find being random really tough. Because I'm just a weird, systematic person. And I'm not sure if this is actually going to be, like, natural looking at all. It's just an idea. It's an idea that I'm testing out, and it worked really well on the small ones. I liked the results, so it's just something I'm giving a try, and I like that so far. That looks cool. It's going to be a bit wider than 55. I mean, in some areas it'll probably be in the 60s, but it won't be, like, reliably far out. So yeah, I like that. I think that's... Oops, sorry, this, I'm not even sure if that was a yawn or a hiccup. Yeah, I like that. That looks quite cool. It looks interesting. And I wanted to do some of this on camera at least. I ended up doing all of it, which is way more than I actually planned to do. But yeah, I wanted to do this just to show you guys what my thought process was. And now, what I'll do off camera, because this truly is just mindless the next bit, is just building this up and then walking around and having a look at it and just seeing if any of it feels right. I'll probably show the walking around. So I'll just build this up, and then next video, because I think we're probably going to be running into the into the high 20 minutes here, and I don't want to make my videos, like, really long, just because I think they'll get tiring to watch if they're, like, 40 minutes long. But the next thing I'm going to do is I'll do this up, and then we'll walk around and we'll have a look, and we'll see if it looks okay. Yeah, we'll just see how it looks. Oh yeah, and because I am going way kind of out of my depth here, I'm pushing myself quite a long way. So if any of you guys have any suggestions or ideas on how I should do this, or kind of you know, any ways that you would go about doing this, if you have a way that you would go about it if you're doing it yourself, then please feel free to either comment on the video, which is always appreciated. It doesn't just, you know, like, commenting on the video is more than just leaving feedback. It actually helps my Google rating, so it would actually make the video more popular. So that is where I would, you know, honestly, if someone wants to comment, I want it to be on the video. if they don't have any preference. But there's an FTB forum thread for this series as well, which has pictures and stuff as well, and there's a bit of discussion there every now and then. So from now on, I'll actually be providing a link from these videos to that thread if you want to comment there as well. If for whatever reason you don't want to comment on YouTube videos, because I want to give you guys options. Because really the feedback is the important thing in the end. So yeah, please feel free to leave any feedback on the video in general, or ideas and suggestions as to how you want this to go from now on. There's one little thing I want to raise with you guys before I go, and that is that I seem to recall last video, I haven't actually checked to confirm this, but I think I mentioned that I'd be doing a bit of energy and a ender quarry between that video and this. When I messed around with the arcane boar and it was actually kind of working okay, and it seemed like it wasn't going to be too expensive to make, I decided I'd just do that instead. And when I decided I was going to do the skystone, the ender quarries wouldn't actually work very well to get the skystone. They'd get it just fine, but for every couple of 3 or so blocks of the skystone, they'll be getting 70 blocks of cobble, and I just have to wait for it to do each column before it went on to the next one. So I would be spending ages waiting for it when it's just not really needed, unless it worked differently now and you can actually change the shape, or if you can make it mine a small cube or something, like one chunk, but also only have it 16 blocks down or something. I don't know if there's a way of doing that now, because again, I haven't really played with the ender quarries since 1.6, but it seems like something like the arcane boars or some other way of mining it will be the best way anyway. So I'm not going to do that yet. I'm still going to do energy and a bit of tech later on at some point. Just right now, I'm still actually enjoying going through the magic, especially now I've got a bit of Thorncraft set up. It's a lot less tedious than it was right at the beginning. So for now, I expect I will stick with magic for a bit. But I'm not going to hold myself to anything, so we'll see. I never really know what I'm going to do next, because with this, I'm really going by what feels right in the moment. But anyway, yeah, please feel free to leave any comments, criticisms, or suggestions, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.